Good morning. It's Monday the 15th of July 2024 and I'm at a place called Black Rock today. Now, Black Rock is probably, well, it's not too many miles southwest of Chepstow really, so it's still in my old neck of the woods, but I've decided for today's walk and for the next few I'm just going to be going deeper into Monmouthshire, just sort of a bit further west of the Wye Valley, but I will return to the Wye Valley very soon. But it's just that this place and the next few places, again, their locations I remember from my childhood days in Chepstow, so I just really wanted to rediscover these places really. So we'll just have a look and see what Black Rock has to offer. So I'm back beside the River Severn yet again. You can see the Severn Bridge in the background. So I'm just a few miles downstream from it this time. Now, when the Severn Bridge opened in 1966, it carried the M4 motorway and was the main route between England and Wales. However, during high wind conditions or other extreme weather conditions, the bridge would have to close for safety reasons. So it meant that traffic would have to divert up to Gloucester to get across the Severn. So that must have added like an extra 60 miles onto the trips. And over time, more and more traffic was using the bridge, and it was decided that the bridge probably wasn't able to cope with the amount of traffic. Even though they kept strengthening the bridge, they decided to make another bridge. So 30 years later, in 1996, the second Severn crossing was opened. There it is. Although that bridge is now known as the Prince of Wales Bridge. When the second Severn crossing was built, it was designed very differently to the first Severn Bridge. The original Severn Bridge was a suspension bridge. However, this isn't a suspension bridge apart from the bit in the middle between the two towers. But it was designed so that it wouldn't have to close like the old one had to do. So in any high winds or any other extreme weather conditions, traffic can still travel across the Prince of Wales Bridge. Now, the Prince of Wales Bridge, as it's now known, that now carries the M4, so the M4 was diverted and the old Severn Bridge carries now what is known as the M48. So people still use the old Severn Bridge to cross from England into that part of Wales. So if you wanted to go to the Wye Valley and Forest of Dean, you use the old Severn Bridge. But if you're going on the M4 and you use the second Severn crossing, the Prince of Wales Bridge, that's the main route into South Wales, and that will get you to places like Newport and Cardiff and further into West Wales. This figure, designed by local sculptor Reuben Einan, is inspired by the 19th century civil engineer Thomas A. Walker, who undertook the completion of the Severn Tunnel and built nearby Sudbrook village for the tunnel workers. "200 years ago, goods and people had to be ferried across the estuary by boat from Black Rock. This crossing point was used by the Romans and Normans, and as early as 1138 a ferry brought monks, servants and cattle from England across the river. The boat journey was very hazardous due to the strong currents, the weather and the varying tides. From 1863, a railway line stopped on Port Stewart Pier at Black Rock. people got off a steam train and took a steamboat to a connecting train at New Passage across the river. The ferry crossing stopped in 1886 with the opening of the Severn Rail Tunnel, allowing passengers to remain on steam trains travelling under the River Severn. Trains between Wales and England still travel through this tunnel. To celebrate the lave net fishing heritage of the area, a local chainsaw carver, Chris Wood, created this wooden figure of a fisherman wading through the grass in the picnic area, holding a lave net and with a wooden salmon leaping out of the grass ahead of him. Brilliant. A sculpture of a salmon. And there's a sculpture of the fisherman fishing for his salmon. Brilliant. From the picnic site at Black Rock, I followed a stretch of the Wales coast path towards Sudbrook. Well, I think today is going to be very much a see how it goes day. The weather forecast is not good for today. It's rain forecast all day. There's rain now. I've got a route planned, so as I say, we'll see how it goes. I think it'll be okay though. Sometimes when we get bad weather forecast, I do find that in the long run, as the day goes on, it doesn't turn out to be quite as bad as I expected. So I'm hoping today is going to be one of those kind of days. I don't want to speak too soon though. In half a mile I reached Sudbrook, passing the huge pumping station, which was built to pump water from the Severn Tunnel. So this is Sudbrook. Now, Sudbrook was actually built, for the most part, as a new village for workers on the Severn Tunnel, which began the construction in 1873. I think I only ever came to Sudbrook myself once or twice in the past. I remember Mum said she worked here for a while. I can't remember what it was or where it was she worked, but she did say that she had a job here in Sudbrook for a while, many years ago. Anyway, here we've got a closer look at the Prince of Wales Bridge. I think it's fascinating. You've got two Severn Bridges that span the Severn estuary, and you've also got the Severn Tunnel. And the tunnel is under the river there somewhere. Well, basically the tunnel goes underneath Sudbrook. And I've been through the Severn Tunnel before now. So when I've caught the train between Newport and Bristol and back, that would have taken me under the Severn Tunnel. And also, if you use either of the Severn Bridges, for many years, you had to pay a toll. However, as of 5 years ago, the tolls were finally abolished. These are the remains of Sudbrook Chapel. Okay. The ruined Sudbrook Chapel dates from the 12th century. The last person to be buried in the churchyard was a sea captain in 1757. Although already in a state of disrepair, the chapel ruins were protected from erosion by the dumping of rubble from the construction of the Severn Tunnel. This is the remnants of Sudbrook Camp. Found some notes online about it here. Sudbrook Camp is a late Iron Age cliff-top camp or fort, one of several along the South Wales coast. It was probably built by the Silures, who occupied this area when the Romans arrived. Okay, that's Sudbrook. I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to head for Caldicot. Caldicot is a market town and community located between Chepstow and the city of Newport. It has always been an important transport point and was on the Roman road from Gloucester to Culzean. It's been a very, very long time since I've been in Caldicot. Used to come here a lot as a young kid. My nan, who was my dad's mum, she was living in Wollaston near Alvington when I lived in Alvington with my parents, but then she left Wollaston and moved here to Caldicot. So by the time I'd moved to Chepstow and was living with my other granny in Chepstow, I used to come and stay with Nan when she was living here in Caldicot. Yeah, it's changed quite a bit since I used to come here. Nan used to live in a house along Chepstow Road. Yeah, she's only there a few years, but while she was living there, I came to visit her a lot. Okay, I'm now going to walk along towards the church. I followed Church Road as far as the Castle Inn, opposite which was the entrance to St Mary's Church. There is evidence that the church has pre-Norman foundations. However, the earliest part of the building dates from the 14th century. Well, I've walked right round this church and all the doors are locked, so I can't get inside, sadly. Never mind. As with all churches, it still looks beautiful on the outside. Okay. It's a very pleasant little churchyard too. So, as I can't get into the church, I shall move on. And just over there, on the other side of the road, is Caldicot Castle. Well, unfortunately Caldicot Castle is closed today. That's typical. I'm here on the wrong day. It's open Tuesdays till Sundays, and it's Monday today. Yeah, okay. I could come back tomorrow, but I'm going to be somewhere else tomorrow, so I'm not going to be in the area. Never mind. I'll have a walk round and see what I can see from the outside. Can you see the sea? You can from the top of the castle's tower. That's why the castle was built here. The River Severn, flowing nearby, was once a tidal estuary, navigable for several miles upstream. Standing on a spur of sandstone, the castle controlled the river. Caldicot Castle is in a beautiful setting of tranquil gardens and a wooded country park. Founded by the Normans, developed in royal hands as a stronghold in the Middle Ages, and restored as a Victorian family home, the castle has a romantic and colourful history. Well, that was a bit of an unexpected bonus there. There's a side gate there which is open, so I was able to see inside the castle even though it's closed today. So I just stood there and had a quick look. It's alright. Yeah. Okay, just going around the back of it now. What I do remember on one occasion when I came to see Nan here in Caldicot, we did come to Caldicot Castle, just once I think. I can't remember if we actually went inside, I don't remember. We were certainly on the outside because I think there must have been some kind of phaeton or a fair or whatever, because I won a teddy bear. I can't even remember what it would have been now, but I just remember whether it was Nan that did something or whether I did something, but I won a teddy bear. And I remember the man said, "Do you want the orange one or the blue one?" And I said the blue one. So I won a new blue teddy bear. Oh, I don't know how old I would have been, but yeah, I was still very, very young then, obviously. Okay, anyway, I'm almost right round the other side of the castle now. Well, that's the end of today's walk, and it's been really nice, especially as the weather forecast was not good today. Yeah, we've had some rain, but it's not been as bad as I thought it was going to be, so I can't complain. And even though Caldicot Castle is actually closed today, I did manage to get a look inside from that open side gate, so that was a bonus. Okay, well that's it now then. I think now I'm just going to wander along to my guest house because I've actually been staying in Caldicot for these last few days. I've got one more night here and my guest house is literally within a short walking distance away from here. Welcome to the Lich Gate, which has been my guest house for the last 2 nights. And I've got one more night here, so this is the main entrance. Just through here, this is the dining room. Lovely little dining room where I've been enjoying my breakfast for the last 2 mornings. And the breakfasts here are lovely too. Janice, the owner, she's lovely, very friendly. So, always have a nice chat with her in the mornings at breakfast. So, we go upstairs through here. And up here are the guest rooms. So, and the guest rooms are named after nearby towns or villages. So you've got Quent room, Tinton room, and mine, which is very appropriate for me, is Chepstow room. Okay, let's go inside my room then. And here we are. This is my room. Nice double room. Oh, yeah. Been very comfortable here. Nice comfortable bed, which is always important. So I'm not a great sleeper. And my view at the window there, and I'm literally just opposite the Castle Inn, so that's handy. I did go to the Castle Inn for my evening meal on the first night I was here, went elsewhere last night, and then I'm going to go somewhere else tonight. But the castle was a nice place. And in here is the shower room. So nice little shower room, very powerful shower. So after a day's filming a walk, having a nice shower in here has been absolutely wonderful. Here we go. Yeah, so I would highly recommend the Lich Gate if anybody's in Caldicot. Caldicot wasn't the first place I'd choose to stay, but because I wanted to make films in this area anyway, I just found a good deal here at the Lich Gate. It's a good price, so I sort of jumped at the chance really. And as I say, it's a lovely guest house. Janice is a lovely host, so I wouldn't hesitate to come here again. Okay, I'm checking out tomorrow. I'm going to do a walk before I leave, and then I'll make my way over to my mum's, because my mum lives in North Somerset, so it means I'll be driving over the old Severn Bridge again, and I'll be making my way to North Somerset and spend a few days with my mum whilst I'm down this way. It's her birthday at the end of this week, so I should be spending a few days with her for that. Looking forward to it.